Podcast 159 has captured and framed one of Barbados' iconic road tennis legends, Julian Michael Jackson White, in ISBN 978 976 9689343 and publication 291. One of Barbados' iconic road tennis legends, namely Julian Michael Jackson White, is now a household name in Barbados, according to Randy Bennett of Nation News. Bennett has argued, I quote, Barbados' current crop of road tennis players will struggle to displace Julian Michael Jackson White as number one because they are not thinking enough, end quote. Bennett further elaborates that this espoused view was expressed by President of the Belfield Road Tennis Club, Mervyn Lifcott, who said, I quote, White would continue to rule for years to come. Jackson has too many of the right things in place, end quote. It is further reported that, according to Lifcott, a practitioner who has been involved in road tennis for over 50 years, has made the charge to the midweek sport in a recent interview. According to Lifcott, I quote, when Jackson gets on the court against any opponent, he analyzes their weaknesses and their strengths. He can pick up whether you favor your backhand or your forehand, whether your footwork is poor or if you are fit enough to constantly rally long points. Because he puts a lot of thought into his game. None of the players right now know what they have to do to beat Jackson, but he knows how to beat all of them, end quote. Lifcott, a former national champion, has underscored the fact that he knows what it is to play at the highest level, having played with the likes of Keith Grell Griffith, Dighton Pa Roach, Anthony Limp Richardson, Ricky Laker Williams, and Philip Foff Garner in the 1970s and 1980s. Back then, road tennis was much more competitive. The road tennis players back then put in way more thought than the players do now. The present players don't put enough thought into what they need to do to overcome obstacles and how to work out Jackson's weaknesses. You need to be able to think when you are in the heat of the game and when you are out there on your feet. You need to be able to implement new strategies if your game plan isn't working out the way you had planned it, according to Lifcott. An official from the Barbados Advocate has advocated that when Julian Michael Jackson White was playing his opponent Antoine Lil Man Daniel, that it was an epic battle worthy of any final anywhere in the world and an outstanding show. Marissa Lindsay of Barbados Today made the charge that on July 26, 2022, the last night's conclusion of the round of 16 in the 2022 Barbados Road Tennis Open competition was like a movie thriller starring some of the very best talent on the island, especially when stars like Julian Michael Jackson White, Shaquem Nurse, Dario Hines, and Kim Holder appeared as part of the cast. It was bound to attract a large crowd. Marcia Doughton of nationnews.com also advanced the view, I quote, the invincible Julian Michael Jackson White is the king of poppin' road tennis, end quote. Sherilyn Clark of nationnews.com has advocated that Julian Michael Jackson White is a great player epitomizing longevity and success in road tennis, end quote. According to Kenmore Bino of the Nation News Barbados, I quote, that on July 26, 2022, road tennis grandmaster Julian Michael Jackson White put on an exhibition of sheer class to stop a determined Dwayne Hope 21-9, 1921 and 21-12 when ace player Julian Michael Jackson White had an impressive win in the round of 16 within the Barbados Road Tennis Open round of 16 matches, which climaxed at Belfield on Sunday night. White motored ahead before Hope locked at 9. Unbelievably, Hope never won another point as he was totally outplayed by White. End quote. The more that I navigated this discourse, I have discovered that Lifcott was speaking from a lived experience because, according to him, I quote, having played tennis competitively for over 3 decades, he had seen the game change drastically from the 1970s and 1980s. The standard of tennis and the way in which it used to be played has really changed. In the 1970s, points were decided fast because there used to be a lot of attacking players. Nowadays, the tennis has a more defensive-minded approach, where you will regularly see players rally between 20 or 30 balls before a point is won. End quote. Lifcott continued to elaborate by making the salient point. Back then, if you played a man like Keith Griffith, after 3 or 4 rallies, you could be guaranteed that he would find a way to get the ball past you. He also represented Barbados in football. End quote. At the end of the day, Julian Michael Jackson White is now a household name in Barbados because of his achievements from 1996 through 2022, coupled with the fact that White epitomizes longevity and success in road tennis, according to Sherilyn Clark of nationnews.com. It should be noted that in 2016, Julian Michael Jackson White was mentioned in the publication titled 50 Barbadian Sporting Greats, published by J. Clarence Hiles. On the timeline 2015-2016, Julian became a qualified tennis coach through the Olympic Association, while on the timeline 2001 to 2022, a Barbadian delegation, including Julian Michael Jackson White, visited England, Venezuela, Jamaica, China, and Dubai. The Barbadian delegation had the opportunity to promote Barbados's road tennis culture. Within this environment, Julian and the delegation showed the citizens of these countries how to play road tennis. Julian missed the trip to Cuba due to the fact that his son was ill. When the proverbial dust is settled, I have captured and framed one of Barbados's iconic road tennis legends, Julian Michael Jackson White, in ISBN 978-976-9689343 in publication 291 and podcast 159.